Hello and welcome to Follow Your Calling channel. I'm Mohsen and today is our 15th story of this series. This is the story of a boar. I heard this story years ago from one of my friends, and the story started in a very big garden that surrounded by a very strong walls, and it turned out that a boar came to this garden, and the farmers realized, so they closed all the gates and they took their rifles and started chasing that poor boar. But something that was very amazing and shocking and interesting, that boar started running and running and running, and it went straight toward the wall and broke down the wall and escaped from a wall. And all the farmers were shocked. They couldn't believe, even they couldn't destroy that wall, strong wall, by a car. But why could that boar destroy that wall? And then they understood that its why was more important than any other thing in the world. That boar had a why. It didn't say, wow, how can I go? Let me bring a ladder, or let me dig a ditch, dig the earth and then go from down or up. No, it started by its why. Maybe its children were waiting for it. Maybe it has some family, and maybe it promised to some people that his friend that it has to come to them. And so its why was more important than any other thing in the world. And this is very true in our life. The message is that most people fail. Most people fail. Why? Because they start by what and how. How can I start this business? How can I be? How most of the time doesn't work. If you want to be successful, you have to start 99.9%. You've got to start with your why, because if you don't have a why, with every problem, every obstacle, you quit. Let me tell you another story. It's the story of Mike Tyson as Buster Douglas. Mike Tyson was a great boxer for years and years, and nobody could defeat that man. But Buster Douglas, in one time, Buster Douglas kicked Mike Tyson on his chest and knocked him down. And when they asked him, how could you bring down such a hero? And then he said, 2 days ago, he promised his mom. His mom died, and then he promised his mom that he would defeat Mike Tyson, and that was because his why was more important, more stronger than any other thing. And then he had a why. Your why must be your children. Your why must be your daughter, your son, your father, your mother, and your why must be yourself. But I don't know what is it your why, but you have to find your why, because if you have no why, you stop at the first station. It's another story that is very important. I tell to my friends all the time. It's the story of a house on fire. You go at your home and see your home is on fire. You don't say, all the firefighters may be here and people are there, and then they say, how could I go a ladder? But you go home, you know that your kids and children are at home, and then you go home. You don't understand how, but why you go home without afraid of fire, because your why is more important. Your children are in the house, and they are your why. Most people, this is the problem of most people. Most people go to a burning house without asking why. They live in the life, busy every day, here and there, everywhere, hither and thither, and then they don't know why they are in the burning house. They don't have their why. Go and find your why, and then they say, live with your faith and with your will. Walk with your faith and with your will, not with your legs. If you walk with your legs, you get tired. You have to walk with your will and with your faith and find your why. If it wasn't my why, I could have stopped all the first stop in my life. But it's my why that takes me higher and higher places in my life. Thank you very much. Goodbye and enjoy to you.